what is his name? If you can just.
Yeah, I'll check in chat.
Yeah. Ask him in chat. Just so whenever he has a question, we can at least address him by name. All right. So whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Yes, sir. We can start.
All right. Fine. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly session of analysis of indices and then later on to the stocks. First and foremost, the analysis on the week that was and the week that is expected to happen in the coming next 5 days, 5 trading days. Right? Been a hectic week so far, if I can say so, for the stock markets, and good for the traders. Good for the traders because it gives you an opportunity to trade within that time and build some wealth, build some fortune on the way. So as we normally do is we start with Dow Jones, pick up the analysis on weekly, and then go back to daily chart and see the correlation between Dow Jones and Nasdaq also. Who is favoring stronger, who's weaker, and what should we look at in the future. So looking at Dow Jones, the chart is already open in front of you. There's a weekly chart. On the weekly chart, first things first, the super trend is bullish, climbing up, and in the last 2 weeks, the angle of climb is now plateauing. It's turning to be flat. So the first sign of caution has been given to you by super trend minute it starts plateauing. The second sign of caution, MACD histograms have started turning green, from green to red, and the height has started falling down. Third, your CCI is turning flat and trying to curve down. However, if you realize your MACD blue line, the signal line, and the MACD line are not yet curving down. So they still have momentum before they can actually show you a strong reversal. These three things in mind, also realize stochastic is still not crossed down in the bearish mode. So, but at a level of 97 and 92, still bullish, but in the overbought position. Clear? Fifth, if you ask me, it is at your price has just crossed the super trend weekly level of almost 34,122. It has broken out and broken above that level of resistance. True. Your first targets here would be 35,163. That would be another about 700 points above is where you can look at for Dow Jones to move in the next week or two. In the next week or two. But this is the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart to see if we can find some variance within our levels. Now, in the daily chart, you look at this plateauing of the super trend very clearly. Sideways movement has started. In this sideways movement, what has been good is the fact that we have closed Dow Jones on a weekly, on Friday, near the top end of the week. Near the top end. Right? So on a breakout strategy, if you look at it, minute Dow Jones spot crosses 34,600, 34,590, 34,600, it will give you a fresh breakout on the upside. That is the week high for last week. So if one has to trade, one should be a buyer at 34,600. Stop loss can be Friday's low, which is 34,040 as the stop loss. The trend is clear only if it trades above 34,600, right? Other technical indicators, EMA 8 has given it a daily support, still climbing up, no chances of plateauing or flattening. EMA 20 in the same direction, EMA 34 climbing, EMA 65 below, and EMA 20 on the verge of coming out of the lower Bollinger Band. So EMA movement wise, it looks very, very healthy. Continuation upward only above 34,600. Will you look at a strong fresh entry, right? Weekly chart. So this is the daily chart. As compared to the Dow Jones, if we look at NASDAQ, why is my screen not changing? Yes. As compared to Dow Jones, NASDAQ is still having a bearish super trend on a weekly chart. But the climb or the support has been taken and the climb has started off. As you can see in the 8 moving average, about to cross the 200-day weekly moving average. So the strength has just started to come in. The 20 moving average is turned flat, 34 coming up and 65 on top. The 200-day moving average has been crossed over. You are now approximately about 150 points above the 200-day moving average on a weekly chart for NASDAQ. First. Second, MACD crossover here and the green histograms have started to form. CCI is climbing, which is nice. Stochastic at 52 and 42, very nice, bullish in phase. So look for an uptick up to the super trend on a weekly chart of 12,161. That means I'm looking at another about 700 points on NASDAQ spot. That is the first resistance, which will be here at 12,150, 160. 12,12150, 12160 is your first resistance for NASDAQ spot on a weekly closing. Check this out on a day chart and you will realize that the super trend had turned green long ago on a day chart. The closing on NASDAQ is close to the highest point of the week. Not only this week, but also the previous week, which was 15th of November. The week which ended on 18th of November had the highest point at 11,492 and currently you are at 11,462. The high for this current week was 11,546. So you are very close to the 2 weeks high, both the previous week and the last week, very close, which is why next week for NASDAQ should be a green week, a bullish week, talking about only upside ticks. Clear? Here, your first resistance will be somewhere over here, the high of this candle. That is 11,900 and 900, because this day chart gap down has to get filled in. So you can look at a resistance somewhere happening over here or happening over here. That's 12,219, which is another about 800 points away. Now, don't expect that in this week, but expect a movement to start towards that side. So you could look at that area somewhere around the next 10 trading sessions or just before Christmas. Your target should be 12,250 or 12,200 in that range for Nasdaq. The important thing is 8 is on top, then 20, about to cross 65, which is again very, very strong indicator, and 34 right below it. Right? So that is the way it's going to be, and that is the way we are going to look at the levels. So 12,200 before Christmas should be touched. So if you are looking to buy something, you could look at an option of a strike price of 12,000 for Christmas or around that time, which would be, if I may just give you the actual dates. It could be around 23rd of December or max 30th December. So you can look at 12,000 strike price for 23rd December or 30th December. If somebody can check out the rates, strike prices rates for that, you will know your targets to be taken or not, called prices for that. Clear? So Nasdaq done, Dow Jones done. Let's look at TSX. Weekly chart has just turned bullish. Crossover happened. Both the MACD line and the signal line are in the histograms. CCI is still climbing 131 and stochastic at 94 and 89, still looking bullish. What are the targets we are looking at? We are looking at 20,900. That's another about 400 points from now. Weekly targets 12,900. So possibly in the next 2 weeks, 12,900 should be touched. Long targets are clearly 21,600 here and 22,000 here. But check it out on the day chart and you will see a very strong movement with the 8 moving average giving it a support. So it did fell down. It opened, gave you a gap down opening on Friday, but got pulled up because it took support at the 8 moving average. That 20 moving average is crossing the 200-day moving average. Or has already, the 20 moving average is already crossed the 200-day moving average. So that again is a kind of a golden crossover. Ideally, 50 and 200 is a golden crossover, but 20 and 200 is also considered to be a strong crossover. 34 climbing up, 65 right at the bottom, but all climbing up. So day charts again looks very, very lucrative. Clear? All right. Next, we will now take up Apple. Since Vivek has requested for Apple, let's take Apple and surety. This is a weekly chart showing you here. Gives you a hammer almost in a phase of consolidation, sideways movement. But 165 is enticing it to come up and give you a breakout on the uptrend. The 8 moving average is curving up and is now giving the support to the price on a weekly chart. But don't expect a high momentum. The only thing on a weekly chart is all these 4 moving averages are very close to each other. Now, the 8 moving average is at 147, the 34 at 150, 20 at 152, and 65 at 155, all within striking distances of each other. Right? And support at 165. Minute this 8 will cross over the above the other tree, this will give you an uptick and 165 will easily be achieved. But from here to 165 is another $20 more. So don't expect that so fast. Don't expect it so fast.
Sure, sir.
Right? This is only weekly chart. Let's check it out on a day chart also. In the day chart, also all your indicators, all the moving averages are again very close to each other. 146, 145.77 is 20, 146.33 is 34, 147.39 is 8, and 148 is 65. So if it moves up and breaks, they fall in line properly, this can go further up. First target should be something around here at 155.
Sure, sir.
Right? But the only thing is the super trend has turned flattish. So your super trend levels of 140 should act like a support for this stock here. So you can buy whenever the price dips to 141 with a stop loss of about 139.80. That can be your buy price. And of course, first target is over here, 152, and then 155.75. Right? On the day chart, MACD is at the 0 line. The crossover can happen. Or the crossover has already happened actually. So this can move up. Stochastic has given you a good crossover already at 58 and 47. So this could shoot up, but this is your resistance levels very clearly. 152 and 155. Right?
Thank you.
Most welcome. Muni's request was Yang, Tesla. Let's finish off the index first, SPY. Similar to, I think, what we were doing on NASDAQ, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. See the weekly super trend and look at the resistance over there. High touched is 410, super trend is at 409.90. The good thing, if you ask me, the MACD has given a crossover and the blue line is already in the histogram. The orange line is about to enter. CCI climbing, stochastic very strongly giving you a positive crossover on a weekly chart. And exactly to what you were thinking of, NASDAQ will move up. This is also thinking of moving up. Now look at your moving averages here. 8, 20, and 35, 34. How comfortably 8 is moving towards cutting these two moving averages and taking a momentum up. So my expectation is super trend here will get broken this week, and automatically your next target will be 428. So if super trend gets broken at 410, I'll be a buyer at 410 or 411 for a price of 428 or 427. But 2 week away expiry. So about 23rd December, I'll look for 428 or 425 of strike price, 23rd December call. It should give you a good run up. Watch this on a day chart. 200-day moving average has been crossed. Closing towards the high of the week. 8 moving average giving you the support. Super trend climbing. Last 2 days only it turned flat, primarily because of this red market, this red candle. Monday, if it opens up again, this will again start climbing. MACD lines are way above the zero line, so nothing to worry. Looking very lucrative enough for an uptick. 200-day moving average, day moving average crossed. So looking nice on SPY. TQQ. Clear climbing, flattish, and again going up. So first targets on TQQ, you could be looking to buy keeping the low of Friday as the stop loss of 22.35 or 22.30. And first targets would be here. 25 and then 26. A $25 from here could be comfortably giving you about 10% returns. And most important, 8 has just crossed over 65. 20 is also about to cross 65 and 34 will follow further. Clear? So TQQ done. Which is the next one? Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Is this the one? Venezuela?
Sir, SOXL.
Oh, SOXL. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Semiconductors. That is what Munir was always following.
Yes.
Super trend is been flattish right from 15th of November. Right now, if somebody has to actually trade this, watch. Draw a box and you will realize they are working, currently waiting for a breakout. You can see the box movement right from 15th of November. So you spent almost 2 weeks here within this box. So ideally, where should you be buying it? You should be buying it somewhere here at about 1170 or 1150, 1170. Selling it at this height of 14. and wait for a box breakout to happen if you want to take a fresh entry. The super trend is turned flattish for a long time. That's important. Also important is the volumes are falling. CCI has turned down, almost touching zero at 17. Stochastic is positive, but the buying levels are 1150, 1130 here. And you have selling candles there. But minute this gets broken out of the box at 1450, it will give you a fresh impetus towards 1650 here. This gap has almost been filled by this candle. Right? So this gap is no more waiting to get filled in. So if not here, this is your level that you should be looking for a target of 1650. Once 14 or 1420 gets taken out. Once 1450 gets taken out, 1475 gets taken out, you should look at a target of 1650, which should be a good target. Thereafter, next target is 1770 here. And then 19. So SOXL done. Which is the other one, Kamal? YANG and Tesla.
Yes, sir. Tesla.
YANG.
Yeah.
YANG is this one only? Direction daily, but that is the FTSE, if I'm not mistaken.
Sir, that's following FTSE. That it's for Chinese index. It's following Chinese index.
Is this being traded? Oh, it's a triple X shares.
Yeah, Munir usually follows that index as well.
Well, if I was to actually look at it, it's going to fall further. Weekly. So weekly support somewhere over here. $11 or $10. Yeah, around $10 or $9.50. This is 9:30 here on 15th of February 2021. That was 9:35. With the current trend of falling, that is not looking far. So I would buy a put if required, but I would definitely not trade otherwise. And there is no chance of any reversal showing immediately. But even if this reverses and goes up, it will be a very weak movement because look at the heavy volumes he is given you on a fresh fall. Gap down, volume was less. Volume was only 6.64 million. Gap down, volume was double the next day, 12 million. Again, gap down, volume was 16 million, 16.5 million. Then sideways, and then again gap down, or a bearish engulfing candle, 15 million. You see a huge selling, and I don't see any reversal, at least not in the near future. Possibly around 950 or 970, I would look at a possible buy entry on a weekly, yearly supports, weekly, multi-year supports. Because 930 or 935 was the weekly low way back in February 21. So I'm keeping that low in mind and wanting to buy it at around 950 or 970 only, not before that. By that time, it could have given you a good fall further.
Vivek sir, can you check YINN, which is bull ETF? YINN.
YINN.
Yeah. Looks similar to the Nasdaq.
Yes, but still weaker.
Yeah, volume is way lesser.
I think the volume on this one has increased since that news of protests came in.
Yes, strong buying happening over here at 21.22, 21.28, and then there. But there again, the support trend is holding it up. It has to break the support trend levels at 50. Backpeak lines crossover has just happened, but far below. But this is the weekly chart. Possibly this gap down is going to get attacked. 63 and 55. 62 and 57 will get attacked. But looking at the bearish one, this may turn it up and go for it. I could only look at it because this is already at this level. So the next level can be over here, which is 52, which is not very far away, just $6. And then this 62. This will get attacked. 55 and 62 will get attacked. This gap will have to get, they'll try and go for this filling up.
So, but one thing on both yen and the yang, they have on the day chart a consistent history of gaps, which could mean, you know,
Yes.
the stop loss at times might just be made irrelevant by the gap.
Very true. So this is also gap up run.
Right.
1 and 2, and then it holds the low and goes up. Because the gap downs were also there.
Right.
These are gap downs here. These are gap downs here. So pretty volatile index if you ask me.
Correct. I mean, the gap could simply make your stop loss irrelevant, because if it moves
Irrelevant.
above or below it, it
Yeah,
would not trigger and you don't know where you're going.
absolutely. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Now, I don't know what Muni's logic is in tracking this index, this counter.
Likely taking day trades.
For day trades, it gives you good movement, or you take a trade depending upon the closing of the day, on expecting a gap up or a gap down the next day. Like in this trade here on Friday, it closed at the top end of the day. So I would rather wait for a gap up and trade, because the entire week he is trading at the top end of the day, top end of the week. So I would rather take a look at this 3, 4, 5. They started the week over here at 34 and they're closing it at 46. So next week will have to be a bullish. But again, as you rightly pointed out, so many gaps and very frequent gaps. So your targets will get filled in immediately. Also your stop losses can get hit very easily. So if you're a day trader, yes. But if you're holding positions, it could be a dangerous place to park your funds. Let's take Tesla. The 200-day weekly average, giving it a support. MACD lines on the verge of a crossing over. CCI has started moving up. Stochastic has given you a positive crossover already. So weekly chart is going to make it move towards the support trend level at 244. But again, look at it only around December end or possibly mid-January. Yeah, I would say mid-January, not even December end. I would say mid-January. But very important that this level of 227 gets taken out. After that, the momentum will start. Otherwise, the first resistance here is at 227. And then you will go for this weekly gap to get filled in. 265 and 255. Yeah, $10 gap. Right? Weekly chart. Day charts. 8 clearly curved up. You are closing almost at the high point of the week. Almost, not at the high, but almost near the high point of the week. And day chart, super trend has just turned bullish. Crossover happened. Your blue line is within the histograms, orange coming in within the next 2 or 3 days. So first target 220. And then 230 here. 220, 230. Currently at 194, first target 220. You are at this resistance level and on the verge of a crossing over. A good breakout in the positive direction. The breakout happens. You could be a buyer above 201. Yes, or above 200, you could be a buyer. First target 220, next target 230. Stop loss will be the low of at 190 or 185. So I would be a buyer minute it gives me a breakout above 200. I would be a buyer at 200, stop loss of 185, target of 220 and 230 on Tesla. Have we covered Mundi's stocks completely? Yes. Next is shop and NDAQ. Shop whether he wants it on Toronto or he wants it on New York.
So Toronto would be good.
First things first, it is just coming out of a long consolidation and giving you a breakout. Look at it this way. See this long consolidation right from May 2022, and the breakout has now been given to you. Very long consolidation. This has been almost a 6 to 7 months of long consolidation, and which is why it is now giving you a breakout. Right? This gap has been filled in. See this gap? This has been filled in now. This was the gap at 58. This has been filled in. So now this gap is being filled in. Your first target would be at this support trend level, which is 67, which is $67, a $10 away or $9 away. Now, eight crossing 200, 20 climbing up above the support trend level, 34, 65. All the others are in line except 200 day. And that is being crossed over to be brought down within the line. Currently, 200 was out of the Bollinger Band, above the upper Bollinger Band. This 200 has to come below the lower Bollinger Band. So if D has to come below the lower Bollinger Band, rest be assured, 200-day moving average will not move. He is the elephant in the room or the whale in the ocean. They will not move fast. The other moving averages will move such that the 200-day is brought below the lower Bollinger Band. 8, 20, 34, 65, all in order. Now, if they move up, if the price moves up, only then will these also start climbing and bring 200-day below the lower Bollinger Band. And if that has to happen, price has to rally up now. Price has to rally up now. So watch it on the weekly chart and you would realize this better. See this weekly movement here? Consolidation. Right from May onwards. And now breaking out. On the weekly chart also, your first target is $66, which is another about $9 away. Thereafter, next target is $86. Now you will move fast. First target 66, next target 85, 86. Thereafter 170. But that is long-term holding. Long-term, literally long-term holding. Don't expect that within a quarter also, 6 months or even more. So that's going to be Shopify for you on a weekly chart. Day chart, we've already given you the first target, currently at 58. Look at 65, 66 as your first resistance, and then go up every $8 as your next target. Clear? Good thing on the weekly chart is the movement, crossovers, and technical indicators have shown it, and volume is now coming in on the weekly chart, and you're closing near the top of the week. So next week will also be a bullish green week for Shopify on TSX. NDAQ.
Yes, sir.
Bullish support trend rising, not yet flattened. 8 above, price way above the 8, touching the upper Bollinger Band and moving. MACD crossover just happened. No chance of reversals. They are like a railway tracks running parallel, which is nice. CCI has turned flat at 137, possibly consolidating to again climb up. Stochastic at 93 and 90, overbought, but still bullish. Weekly chart, last week gave you a good volume, almost 9.5 million. Previous week was 5 million, so you almost doubled the volume in this week. And you were on a bullish Maru Bazu kind. Long-term views from here, first target is 71, which is just around the corner. And then I think you come into a completely all-time high market. Yes. You will be at an all-time high and new trends. So if you are in this trade or wanting to enter the trade, look to enter at the low of last week, which is $66. Either 66 and keep your stop loss at 65.
Right, sir.
Right? Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
Done? All right. Anybody else? One second. Let's see the day chart also. Day chart is even more stronger if you ask me. Number one, it closed near the high of the week. It's a bullish engulfing Maru Bazu, taking support at the 8 moving average. And if you look at it very carefully, 8 moving average is at 67.39. And we have told you anything low over here or this low at 66 is a buy. Stop loss 65 given to you already. Though I don't know will it touch 66 or not. But bullish and bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing Maru Bazu. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Any more questions? Any more requests? Kamal, if you can check up on YouTube, any requests have come in?
No request on YouTube, sir.
No requests at all. So, guys, oh, there is a message. Dash. DoorDash. I thought we had analyzed this last week also. Gaurav, remember?
Yes,
Yes,
sir, I
sir.
think we did.
Yes.
Weekly chart is very clearly, this is your resistance level at the support trend, which is 67.2. Right? Now, 62 has been the turning point so far over here. Now, in this case, you are between 8 and 20. Your 8 is at 52.35. So you are currently at 55, and 20 is at 59. Right? So you are exactly in between the 52, the 20 and 8. This is the weekly chart. Now, whenever 20 gets broken out, you will look at 62 as a first target. And 20 will break at 59. 62 will give you a $3 movement. A $3 movement at 59 would give you approximately about what percentage? 3 on 60? A 5% movement.
5%. Yes.
5% profit, which is round the corner, waiting to be picked up. Waiting to get picked up if it breaks 59 in a positive bias. So what trade do you take? You could be a buyer at 53 or 53.50 with a stop loss of 52.50. Be a buyer at 53.50 with a stop loss of 52.50 for a target of 62. Clear? Raj, helps you? If you're on call, please unmute and speak.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. Are you in the trade on this counter?
Yeah, I have 100 quantity, not much, but just at 55.
Oh, then you can hold it. If you're holding it at 55, you know your stop loss is 52.50. That's $2.5, and your first target is 62. And if 62 or 67, first target is 62. If 62 is achieved and you don't want to book your profits, please trail your stop losses with the previous day low. Trail your
Okay.
stop loss with the previous day low, and then look for a target of about 67, which is a support trend level.
Yep.
Why am I saying this? Is because at 62 or 64, it is giving you a resistance and throwing you down. So 62 to 64, you could either book and take your capital out so that your stock holding is free. Then even if it becomes zero, it won't hurt you. Clear? And then look for a target of 67 and above for the balance counter. Because if
Okay.
67 gets broken off, your next target is 80. So the ideal situation is book your profits in such a way that your capital gets taken out, and then whatever is left is free for you for whatever you want to do. Did that help you?
Yeah, got it. Thanks. Thank
Any
you, sir.
questions?
No, nothing else. Thanks.
Lovely. Lovely. Meta.
Sir, on daily chart, there is a gap.
I'll come to the daily chart. I'm just wanting to actually study Meta and Twitter again. Why is that? I'll just tell you specifically. Let me stop sharing. Specifically on Meta and Twitter or the social media giants, I would be very careful now. With the news coming in, with Mr. Musk throwing in more and more hidden files out, Meta, Twitter, and all these media giants, social media giants, will be in trouble. The US markets, US agencies, whatever said and done, will have to be forced to look into all these media giants for fudging of news claims or trying to control the narratives in the past. So if that inquiry is going to be done because of any pressure from any counter, these counters will be under stress. Right? That is my first disclaimer to you whenever you are going to talk about Twitter or Meta. Because now they are on the opposite side of the fence. Now Twitter, all the Twitter X stuff is now being gunned for. And once the Twitter X stuff is going to be gunned for, Meta will have to face a flag also on it, because being a similar platform or similar social media accounts or platforms which is influencing the large population of the world, they will be under pressure to come out clean. So if one gets audited or gets investigated, the other cannot be found. That background you must keep in mind of how things will happen in future. With that in mind, let's check Meta on technical accounts. Can you see my chart? Right. First things first, weekly chart. Meta closed at the highest point of the week. Almost at the highest point of the week. The bearish super trend is turned flat for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it is inviting the price to come up to be tested. Weekly signals, volumes have fallen. And MACD crossover has just happened. CCI is moving up. So on Meta, your first target will be your super trend at 136, which is another about $12 to $13 away. First target. Clear? $12 to $13. Possibly you could expect this by Christmas end, by Christmas week. Possibly, in case if there is no negative news related to Meta because of any irrelevant or some tweets or hidden files being declared by Mr. Elon Musk, then this will get affected. On the day chart, as Kamal says, we did we have gap ups? No.
No, there was a gap down which is getting filled on the
This
gap.
gap down.
Yeah.
This gap down, which is now almost on the verge of being filled up. That's another about $5 away, and the gap gets filled in. $5 or $6, and the gap gets filled in. Once the gap gets filled in, this is your next resistance, 140 or 136. Right? Now, one important thing, you do see two Marubazu candles, but you see your CCI turn flat and curve down. But you see your MACD crossover in the positive direction, and the crossover happened, and then look at the way it just shot up from 109 to 123 in just 3 days. This is what we mean when I tell you about MACD crossover in the positive area. So he just crossed over above the zero and did not even enter the histogram. Both the lines are above the histograms, which is why this is moving up. And the crossover at 109 to 123 in 3 days, it gave you a 13% movement straight. This crossover is just indicating that. That is the importance of MACD crossovers happening above the zero line and giving you a momentous move. Clear? Now, if one has to actually measure the movement, can we do this calculation? 112 minus 88 is 24. 24 plus 112 is about 160 should be your target. Meta can easily go up to 150, 160, 155, 160. That should be your target. 155, 160 should be your target. In this run. But again, I am very clearly giving it to you with the declaration and with a caveat. We don't know how Mr. Musk, what he will do, what he will tweet just to get the competition run down. So 155, 160 can be seen. So if somebody really wants to take a trade, call strike price of 150 for mid-January. Yeah, strike price of 150 for mid-January. Buy it and just sit on it. Because your stop losses are going to be over here at 100 only. Spot of 107, 105, that is my stop loss. Or you could take a physical delivery currently for a target of 155, 160 with a stop loss of 106 or 105. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I also see on the fib level, there's 159 is at 23% level from the low.
I'm looking at 155, 160 only. That was basically 48 plus 112. I'm looking at 48 plus 112, which gives me a figure of 160.
Yes, sir. So you're absolutely correct on
numerically speaking, that is the level. Nasdaq, 1 second. $740 minus 240. That's 500. 500,000. Just check Nasdaq at 11,700 or 11,000 or 12,000 should be your resistance price. Yeah, 11,700 and 12,000 should be your resistance price on the Nasdaq. Because
Yes,
Nasdaq.
can we check on weekly chart?
because NASDAQ has to catch up with Dow Jones. That's it. Clearly uptrend. It has to catch up with Dow Jones. That is the reason why. All right. Anything else somebody wants on the YouTube or on the forum here? Any other charts to be discussed?
So although Google looks same to NASDAQ, just a quick look at GOOG.
Almost similar. Weekly chart is almost similar.
Even daily looks similar.
$103, 105.5, and then this gap to get filled in. 111 or 112. And this also, if you look at it, the same thing. Look at a MACD. This is an important thing which you people should able to understand this, how MACD is to be utilized. You see the reversal happening in the positive territory of the line. If this crossover happens in the positive territory and your histograms have also started turning up, it means it's going to give you a big jump up. And you look at this crossover happen over here at the red candle. What is the price? 96 or close was 95.50. So even if you bought at the close at 95.50, currently you are already $5 plus. So you already earned your 5% profit margin in just 3 working days, 3 trading days. That's the power of MACD crossover in the positive side. And that is what I'm telling you. This will give you a further uptick and give you a higher run. On Google, if you look at it, your 94, 83 is 11, 11 is 22, 22 plus 94 is 96, 116, 116 or 110 and 116 is the first target. So I'm not even looking at 105, I'm looking at 110 and 116 as a second target.
Yes, sir. 1110 and 118 are 38% and 50% on fib levels.
There you go. And I haven't touched Fibonacci levels on this at all. I've just seen my super trend and my moving averages, and then I've calculated my targets. For those of you who want to learn how to calculate targets, we will be having a special session. I mean, that is a part of my learning that I will share with you in a paid session. Whenever Kamal will organize it, it's a session we will tell you how you could identify your selling targets before you enter. Before you enter your price, you will know what is the selling target you will be doing it. I don't say it's a holy grail because there can never be a holy grail in stock markets. If anybody had a holy grail in stock market, he would be a fool sitting on the YouTube channel and talking about it. He would be keeping quiet and enjoying the benefits. So there is nothing as called holy grail. So whenever you trade, you can use that as a barometer to take a trade and exit your trades wherever your greed gets filled in. It's your profit, your greed, your money, your profits, your learning. Of course, after you acquired it, not prior to that. Right? So I think I'm done. Unless I have any more queries to be answered, I have done for the day.
Thank you, Vivek, sir. Hitesh, were you saying something?
No, I was just moving from headset to speaker.
No worries.
Lovely.
Vivek, are you holding any calls this week, or you were holding puts? Did you close all your puts last week?
Yeah. I did play some puts last week that went in profit. And now I have an Apple call, 150 something call. I'm expecting that to
And
close
what expiry is that?
next week expiries.
Oh, it's too early. I told you it's too early.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I got at a good level. It's level looks okay. Even if I get like 5-cent move in that level, I'm in profit and I can exit here.
Then I would suggest you roll it over for a longer expiry, but the strike price is good. 150 strike is very good, but roll it for mid-January.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Roll the call for mid-January because you will make better money there.
Yes, sir. I have to do that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think like by Monday or Tuesday, I would exit the position. Mostly.
So whenever
Monday,
you are in profit, even if it's a 5-cent movement and you're in profit,
that's it. Yeah.
cut the position, take your profit, and then roll it for mid-January 150 strike call.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? Do that.
Yeah, I'm still holding my December end and January end TQQ calls.
Mhm.
Some December end, I'm waiting for TQQ to reach 25, as
Okay.
Viveks are already covered, and January end for target 30. So I'll see when TQQ reaches 25, what is the price of the January end expiry.
Mhm.
If I am in reasonable profit, I might close some of the positions on that one as well.
Cool.
Just keep one thing in mind. I believe you have your year ending also in December,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So most of the hedge funds will like to close their positions and book their profits so that their books are shown green by third week of December. That is on the weekend of December 23rd. So before they close for their Christmas vacation, they will close their position. So you will get a lot of volatility and selling and squaring up of positions happening. So accordingly, your trading volume will be falling down. Trading will be less because the institution will not be around, and they will come back into with force only after 5th of Jan. So you will have a very light trading week from Christmas till 5th of Jan. Though you will be in the mode of celebration, but the markets
people will be taking off.
Yes, people will be taking off, but the markets will be operating.
Mm.
So that is why I'm saying don't keep anything for first week Jan. Keep it for mid-Jan or end-Jan positions.
Yeah, I was thinking, you're very correct, Vivek sir. So those 2 weeks would be relatively less volume, less available traders. So I was also thinking in terms of TQQ's target levels that we had analyzed and discussed in the past few weeks. So if TQQ reaches 25, even in this week, I am okay to close my December position.
expected, take your profit out and make your position light. Unless you're holding cash stocks, because let them move as they want to move. Because if not December, January they'll move up, and then you can then liquidate it then.
Yes. Yeah, I'm holding ETF as well, TQQ ETF as well. So those I can hold, but your session about calls, I'm definitely thinking to
Do that.
focus on this. Okay, great. So Hitesh, Gaurav, Raj, any last questions for Vivek sir or for me? If not, then as Vivek sir said, we will be having our batch before the year end. Exact dates of the batch I'll be sharing in the group. And if you know anyone who is interested in the batch, please feel free to let them know on the website where to enroll, or reach out to me or any of the GMT team members, and we would be happy to help and assist. So,
And in the bargain, get your referral points.
yes, so, we'll definitely be giving you the referral reward, and that would be a token from us. So with that, if there are no more questions, then we wish you all a very profitable week. As Vivek sir has already shared in the analysis, we expect a bullish week. So hope some of you could make good returns, whether you are trading just the stocks, ETFs, or options. Now, please do feel free to share in the GMT groups, and we can share the joy together.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great profitable week ahead, and enjoy your weekend or what's left of it.